Skirting around change. Often we can blame the outer world and the reasons, we've lots of reasons why we don't really face our shadow or face our sabotage or self-destruction, and we don't make changes in our own system. And for me, it's very obvious in a way, but it's not so obvious in, when it goes down to the changes where you may be blocked on in life may not be all your own. And if you're not aware that what's in your subconsciousness from your epigenetics or from trauma that you don't even know about in your childhood, how that has imprinted you, or maybe even your grandma's womb, because you were an egg back there, you're even in your grandma's womb, her belief systems are affecting you very strongly. So there's many reasons behind why you may be skirting around change. And when you bring up the subconscious to the conscious and the patterns to the conscious, you can change the system. And you can change it very deeply and very profoundly in your cells, your DNA, and you can reset your entire life system. So the first part would be to bring subconscious to the conscious and unveil it, unfloat it. And then you can work through the epigenetic work that I'm teaching about, where is it coming from with the ancestral line. And when you get a little bit of information of how to work with genetic work, it's quite simple then after that. And when I first started this work, I was a little bit lost. I could feel there was blockages. I could feel there was heavy things around, and you can project it as an attack or whatever, dark energy coming from somewhere or something. But in reality, it's it's there because it's within you first. And if something heavy from the outer world affects you, it means it's deep in your system. And it may not be an experience you've experienced. It could be something that's in your ancestral line, and it opens up in your epigenetics. So many people I've worked with have had really strong frozen energies of procrastination, for example, of not being able to leave a job or be in a relationship through no fault of their own. But the reason when we opened up the systems, it was something that the ancestors experienced in a heavy way. So skirting around issues is not that we are victims or we're to blame. It's to go in compassionately and open up the systems. So everything for me in life is systems, different types of systems. And when you know how to open a system and then how to work with a system, then you can really make deep changes, impactful changes, grounded changes in your life. And this is really a little bit scientific in a way because it really is grounded work, and it's not so spacey and it's not so crazy, and it really affects us in a negative or a positive way. When you become aware of how to unlock patterns, how to unlock blockages or limiting belief systems, you in your own system are very powerful, and you become the leader, the creator, the visionary for your own life. And you can really go into marriage with yourself and self-love within yourself and really honoring your true potential, your true power. And the outer world is really showing up what is not resolved in our own systems. And when we see a split from society or in a genetic system, then there's going to be separation and there's going to be destruction. And that split could come from multiple reasons in the system. It could be a split from an ancestral line. It could be a split from different class system, religious system, country system, political system. And now the problems come in, and we can see what's happening in the world because of splits. We are all one, we're all God's children, and we're all interconnected. And all the information's in the cells. So when you separate from yourself, you're separating from a specific cell in your body, and that is where the problems come into the system. So what part of you is skirting around change, on health, relationship, shadow work, whatever it is, fear, anxiety? So in these 4 webinars, I'm going to go very deeply and open up the system to see what is in the system around skirting around changes and see where it's coming from and release the patterns and release yourself from those chains of slavery to these patterns. I opened it up a little bit in the free webinar I did with the full moon, and you'll find out my story. And yeah, if you haven't done that, I'd really recommend it. It has a lot of gifts in there and may help you stabilize your system. So if you want to be part of this webinar, it's going to go deep. It's going to be 4 hours, and we're going to look really consciously, deeply into what you're skirting around from, what's uncomfortable, what you're running from, what you're escaping from, what you're afraid to see, and to transform it. And this will bring everything back into the divine order in your system. It'll make you more free, more balanced, more whole, more grounded, more healthy. So if this resonates with you, I invite you to be part of it and do it for you. And then the ripple effect is we're all affected in a positive way related to the transformation that each one of us makes. So sending you love and gratitude, and thank you for being on this journey and all the work you've done and your ancestors have done and the collective. So have a beautiful day. Thank you.